call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Oakland Raiders. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Go now, AC Gator.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 25. It's a gain of 35. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, and it's 3rd down. A look at the defensive starters now for the Raiders. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. And that's caught by Smith. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Markel Lee gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 11. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds. A 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. 7th play coming now on this opening drive. This is 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Markel Lee able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
It's pretty much become the norm when we see guys come out before a game and go through the route tree with their receivers. I thought it was exciting for us to see the exact same thing happen in practice.
He's so meticulous, isn't he?
He really is, and that tells me it's not just a one-time-a-week thing. They work on it all the time, trying to hone that fine edge. They want to see if they can get in sync and stay in sync in this one.
A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
The numbers for Jones last week: 7 carries, 66 yards.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 40. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. Stays on his feet. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
On 2nd down, Pollard. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
This is taken at the 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Jones. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Hey, Sam off. You fight.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. McConnell, rush coming, and he's taken down. Corey Littleton. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Leo. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Check. Get it.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. A 60-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On the ground, this is Kamara. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. On play action, they'll throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking long for Thomas. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It was Breland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Second and long. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. DJ Shark with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
This is complete to Michael Thomas. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This quarterback now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. And this one complete to Smith. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll look to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And McManus able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
A Raider first down, 17 yards. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Come on, set. 60 or. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Topper. Check. Spike.
Throwing on first down. McConnell under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
I got you, punk. Get it.
They run the counter. Jones. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Well, now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Looking to throw. McConnell. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
That catch, by the way, kind of noteworthy. It's number 764 in his career. Ties him with Hall of Famer James Lofton.
And he's done it just as James Lofton did in his career. Smooth.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll look to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They're going to look to throw. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
70, Indy.
And the Saints first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Thomas has got it, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
To gain of 17 yards. First down, Saints.
We go. 30 base.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
Go now. 18 Gators.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Back to throw here. Complete. Smith has it. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now this will be a jet sweep. Here's Thomas with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Markel Lee bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the post.
This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back to throw. McConnell, that one complete. He finds Sharp. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now in the East Bay. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McConnell, Corey Littleton, his 2nd sack of the night.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Off play action. McConnell. And the pressure gets to him again.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McConnell. He's got his man, Valdez Scantling. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 28. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play. And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Now, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Lightning speed there on the sack from the corner, Duke Dawson.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. This is caught, and he's brought down. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw. McConnell. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 9 now. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. McConnell, and he's going to go down again.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Carlson able to put this one through. And the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down on the scoreboard. At time, a huge factor. A chance to end this season with a bang as they come up with a 1st and 10. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's back to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Back to throw.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 23. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Back to throw. And Thomas has it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Second and 15. And he's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Riley Ridley with time running out. And once again, the Saints are back out in front.
People watching this one right here who gave up because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or...
There he goes left side. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Got right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shot to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. This is taken at the 3. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type